Good afternoon. I am President Piekos. There has been a large amount of controversy towards the decision of the War of Vietnam. Some could say that the only reason we went to Vietnam was because of the mass hysteria of communism. But it was far more complicated than you could think. We should have gotten involved with Vietnam, because it was important that we stay allies with South Vietnam, contain communism, and help the French regain Vietnam. If America did not support South Vietnam in the war, it would make us look bad. During the time after World War II, the U.S. was against communism and supported everybody that was in the free world community, like South Vietnam. South Vietnam even based their Declaration of Independence after the United States. The Declaration of Vietnam states that all men are created equal. They are endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among them are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Ho Chi Minh, Vietnamese Declaration of Independence, 1945. When the North invaded the South, it violated the inalienable rights of the Southern Vietnamese people. Even after the North invaded the South asked for peace. The North kept being aggressive towards the South. From the letter of South Vietnamese President Ngo Dinh Minh to President Kennedy, like the United States, the Republic of Vietnam has always been devoted to preservation of peace. In October, they caused more than 1,800 incidents of violence and more than 2,000 casualties. The South did not want any part of the North, and all the South wanted was peace. Go. The containment of communism was important because the communists were opposing democracy. The U.S. had to help prevent the spread of communism, which meant to help the South fight off the communist North. Containment is stopping the spread of communism. If we did not fight off communism, there would have been something called the domino effect. The domino effect was other countries falling to communism. It was a threat to many countries that were allies to the U.S. We would have lost economic trading and close allies as well. Communism was a large threat to the free world community, meaning countries which follow democracy. It was important that we went to Vietnam to stop communism from taking over. Our allies, the French, had Vietnam before the Second World War. In July of 1954, the French wanted Vietnam back, but lost. The U.S. has long ties with the French that dates all the way back to the Revolutionary War. The French helped us defeat the British. Therefore, we must help them regain their territory that they lost. Also, France is a democratic nation and part of the free world. As the free world is being threatened by communism, it must be put down and stopped. The communists cannot put the free world at danger, but instead the free world must end communism. If we did not support the French, if we did not support France, the U.S. would be putting the free world community in danger. We would have been letting the world, we would have been letting the evil communists get away from taking something that our close ally, the French, lost. In conclusion, the Vietnam War was a conflict the U.S. should have gotten involved with. Communism must be contained, or bad things could have happened. The South was a peaceful democratic nation that did not want any part of the North, but the North was being very aggressive towards the South and was putting the rights of the citizens at danger. The French owned Vietnam, but lost it and wanted it back after losing it to the Vietnamese. They are close allies with the U.S. and needed to be supported.